What's up?
What up, though? What up, though?
What up, though?
Man, 7 days. Damn, it went by too quick, man. Way too quick.
Like a snap.
Man,
Boom.
I tell you, time's going by extremely too fast. I was just saying the other day, I'm like, man, I got to do another show tomorrow. Man, it seemed like I just did a show like 2 days ago.
No kidding.
But here we go again for another week. I'm Marsh Bishop. It's Mike Ball. We got Aaron Olinger with us, and this is the Dominant Effect. So before we jump into this story, just like always, we're going to figure out and find out what everybody did for the week. So we'll hit you first, Aaron, and then we'll go around the table.
Well, this past weekend, I had a gun and knife show in my hometown that I was a vendor at. But unfortunately, I have to say I noticed something this weekend. Not only was the turnout lower, but the people that showed up, they seem to be afraid to spend money. I don't know if they feel something's bad going on in the economy, that they're afraid to turn loose money right now. But for a gun show, November is basically our Black Friday that we would have. It's the turnaround month that things pick up for us heading toward Christmas. And for it to been such a low producer kind of makes me fearful of what's going to happen in the future economic wise. I even wonder the Black Friday this month for the retail stores, will it be a good one, or is it going to be on the low side? But I'll stop there.
Yeah, man. For me, it was really actually relaxed in the actual aspect of like my daily life. It's been actually just really nice being able to eat some good food with the family and enjoy that kind of time. To be truthful, it's been very heavy in the media lately, and so of course, where have I been locked into? The media, and naturally, that's what happens when you like to report on this type of stuff. You're going to be busy during this kind of time. And so we're talking about something that is heavy in the news media right now.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, like always, like always. It's been I've had a busy 7 days. It's just been busy.
That's good.
So just taking care of all that, and then Saturday coming up, they're doing the red carpet premiere of Riding Dirty.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, that's gonna be pretty good. And for the other movie, Standing on Business, it's we're about 3, possibly 4 scenes from being done.
That's like real soon.
I want to get wrapped up, and then we'll move on to the next one, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard that they're thinking about doing a part 2 to this to the Standing on Business one. I'm not sure whether they're gonna do that or it's another one that I heard that was in the works too. So I don't know which one I'm gonna be at, but I'm gonna be at one of them. So
yeah, exactly. You'll be there on one of them at least. Yeah, damn straight.
Right.
Well, where can people, like, first of all, where is the actual premiere happening, and then what time, what day, kind of thing, and then where can people find it later?
Well, the actual premiere is going to be in Tampa. I have the information on the group, so
nice, perfect.
So you can go on the Dominant Effect group. It has all the information, how you get your tickets and all that stuff. I mean, you can go online and get tickets. You can get tickets at the door as well. I don't know how many you're gonna be able to get at the door, because last I heard it was almost full. So
that's good.
Yeah. So I don't know how many tickets you're gonna be able to get at the door. So
you're probably may show up and not be able to buy any.
Right. Right. Exactly. So you may be better off just going on there and do it online.
Hey, speaking of, so Dwayne just asked, is there a trailer? Is that something you want to play real quick, or do you want to jump into what we've got?
You said a trailer?
On? Yeah, the trailer.
Yeah, I got a trailer. Hold on.
Yeah.
We'll hit it one more time.
Absolutely.
Fucking Niteka. And I'd say I was excited to see you, but really, I'm just glad that your dumb ass doubled the bet to 100,000.
Y'all give it up for the infamous dog!
Hey man, we ready for this fight scene, man. What we doing?
Sean Tuco TKO!
Where the fuck you get this from?
Go to the TDR. After I shot him.
Any sudden move this motherfucker makes, do not hesitate.
What y'all talking about over here? Y'all talking about fucking each other's lives right now?
Get off the fucking bike, shut the fuck up, and get on your knees. Look what we have here. A bloody knife.
You got your brother at some safe house, ready for him to testify.
Fuck. This gotta be handled.
A fucking President B-Mac sitting in fucking jail.
So what the fuck we doing about getting him out?
Son,
What'd you say to me?
All this ends now. No more bodies, no more hunting. You got beaten your own game, so own it and move the fuck on.
Well, one of my girlfriends told me they saw him hanging out. You are fucking the competition.
Bitch ass nigga!
What did you do, Naya?
Mom is not responding or moving.
Hey yo, Pluto, you going brazen?
I have a 3 o'clock, so convention stay.
Sounds like he's involved in some really serious stuff. So, I know you got a plan.
You already know.
No, we good, folks.
Fuck! Fuck this!
when B-Mac was out, this will never happen.
Don't you speak on fucking club business anymore. Keep that name out your fucking mouth, you understand me?
I left your key right where you told me. I'm just hoping you don't let me down.
Yes, sir. That's some shit right there, everybody.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one.
Yes, sir.
Like I said, so after they do the red carpet event, then that one is going to Prime.
Amazon, baby. Yes,
be
sir.
over. Yeah, it actually ended up being a lot longer than expected. It was supposed to be an hour and 30 minutes. It ended up being 3 hours.
Yeah, of course.
So, but it's a lot of action in it. You
can tell just by the trailer, and they left out a lot of shit.
Right.
Obviously.
Right. The trailer left out a lot of stuff. So it's gonna be really good.
That's awesome.
Really good. So as everybody know, here in the past couple days, we've had some developments over in Ukraine where President Biden gave Ukraine permission to shoot long-range missiles over into Russia, which is something that they have said for the longest that they would not do. It's a lot of back and forth that's been going on ever since because historically, missile strikes has kind of been like the key factor to a lot of these conflicts. So from the Cuban Missile Crisis to the Iran, to the Iraqi war, Desert Storm, I mean, you name it, missile strikes has always been the key focal point to like escalating.
Yep.
So what we have here is the other day they shot six attack missiles into Russia. Now, from what I gathered, 5 of them were shot down. 1 hit near a supply installation, which nobody was end up unalive.
Good.
But they were going back and forth as to now you're hearing as to why we gave that permission. And how much permission did you give? You know what I mean? So I had seen earlier today, they had it was a congressman from Texas who was drawing up impeachment papers for Biden for giving them permission to shoot these long range missiles. But here's the funny part. So when they asked the man, okay, so what all did he say? And he said, well, I don't know yet. I don't know what he said yet. We're in the process of trying to get a meeting with him. And then when we get the meeting, then we'll be able to find out exactly what all he said to him. And then we can go with it from there. So my question was, okay, so why do you already done drafted up impeachment papers if you ain't even had a conversation with the man yet? Kind of put the carrot before the horse, so to speak.
Yeah, no kidding.
You know what I mean? But we're gonna dive into a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So we're gonna dip into it. So Aaron, you want to fill everybody in as exactly what a tactical missile is?
Well, it flies low to the ground, and then just before it strikes, it jumps up into the air and then comes straight down into the target. It's got 190-mile range to it. Can carry different types of warheads. Like you said, Ukraine fired 6 of them. One of them did almost come down on an ammo warehouse in the Brinks region of Russia, but they was able to look at the components and saw for a fact that it was definitely an American-made ATACMS missile.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you know, the ATACMS are American-made, Storm Shadow is British-made. So right now, that's about where we stand. In order for them to have fired those missiles within 24 hours of Biden giving permission, those missiles had to already be on site. They knew they were going to do this weeks ago. It would have took a few weeks to get them over there, get them set up, and then they're manned by American teams to aim them and fire them and program them. It would take French, British, or American service people to man those controls to fire those. So that's where it stands right now. Do you want me to go into the revised nuclear doctrine, or do you want me to?
We'll hit that one in a second. But I'm gonna go back to one that you said about when those missiles were actually. I had looked that up earlier, and they were actually sent there last year. President Biden agreed to supply several hundred ATACMS for use in the Russian-held Ukrainian territory. So they've had these since last year. They just couldn't use them. But you know, this one here, the ones that they have now, that's the second generation of the ATACMS missile. You know, the first one is the one that where when it went off, it would drop the bomblets. It wasn't just a projectile. It would just drop 950 bomblets.
Damn.
And they used that one like back during Desert Storm, and then also Operation Iraqi Freedom. I think during Iraqi Freedom, I think they used more than 400 of the missiles during that time. But they stopped using them because, of course, where it was dropping off so many of them little bombers, a lot of them end up being duds, and it just basically just littered the place up with these little bomblets. You know what I mean? So they went through and like refurbished it and came up with this, what they have now, basically like the second generation of it.
Interesting.
But let me ask you this. And this is just, you know, whatever your opinion is. I'll ask you both. Now, you know, for the longest, they've been saying Biden administration has been saying that they were not going to allow them to shoot long-range missiles, even though they had them, but they wasn't going to let them shoot them, right? Now, in your opinion, why do you think that he decided to do it now?
Oh man. Go ahead, Aaron.
Okay. Oh, you're asking me first? Okay. There's a term, and I don't know if people are familiar with it. It's called scorched earth politics. And Biden has approved these missiles. That would be a part of it. Them letting the border still be open, letting more people come in would also be part of it. Them taking funds out of surplus programs and putting them all in one fund and hiring a bunch of government workers that Trump would have to fire or let go, which would cause a slew of wrongful termination lawsuits, would be part of it. Also, as of today, Biden approved them using anti-personnel mines. So again, the mines have to be there, and they're going to start using them, which means Biden has doubled down on this tactic. And by doubling down, you've crossed two red lines with Russia that puts Russia in a position to declare war. And if he declares war, what I can't figure out is Biden want to retain power because the Democrats turned against him. They wouldn't let him run for president. He felt he could have beat Trump. If the War Powers Act gets invoked because we go into a major war, Biden would still be president. And if the Democrats find a way to remove him from office for medical reasons, it would automatically go to Kamala. Or are they doing scorched earth politics, making it difficult for the next administration coming in to be able to secure a peace plan, plunge us into World War III, and just cause all kinds of problems? I mean, the headlines around the world right now is clearly stating, if you look at the different news agencies, that they feel Biden is starting World War III. So are we doing scorched earth politics here? Or are we trying to invoke the War Powers Act to retain power? Right now, I'm kind of on the fence. I'm waiting to see what happens next to try to figure out which way they're going with this. But right now, it's hard to tell which way this is going to go. But I'll stop there for right now.
Well,
Man, this is a difficult one, AB, but go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, just on that, I won't go into too much of a diatribe with it, but it's definitely, in my opinion, scorched earth politics happening internally here domestically, but it's going to affect the rest of the world in a very negative way. And it's very interesting just watching this kind of all unfold within even just the last few days, obviously. And I look at it as like, okay, well, Biden was in for 4 years. He could have done any of this long time ago. He could have done any of this, but then he picks right now to do it. You can't help but go, that is impeccable timing. And everything on this, that happens here, it is not a coincidence. It happens for a legitimate reason. And it's unfortunate. I just think that I think this goes down into Biden's cabinet and he being the last one of essentially the Obama administration, and also using Ukraine to be able to do what he wants money-wise, Biden. So now I just find it almost like a grasp at straws, maybe just like a scorched earth, like what Aaron was saying, is like, well, we'll go ahead and do all peaceful up here. We'll do handshakes, but guess what? I'm going to really fuck this shit up for you.
Now, I was a little passage that I seen on here earlier that I copied. It said that expert opinions on the potential of World War III are varied, but one thing is clear: the use of Ukraine long-range missiles would be a game changer. Many experts believe that the use of these missiles would be a red line for Russia and would lead to a swift and decisive response. Others believe that the international community would be able to intervene and prevent a wider conflict. However, one thing is certain: the strikes are extremely high, and the consequences are dire. Now, now the U.S. did give permission, but France and UK also been dipping in it too, because they sent in those that they're letting them use those Storm Shadow missiles as well. So it's it may be Biden putting it out there, but it's being backed by France and UK too.
Yeah, I believe it.
It's I think it's just it's a powder keg right now. You know what I mean? And it's like they constantly doing something. It's like they trying to call their bluff. Like, okay, let me see what you do. You know what I mean? Now, do you think that they did this for the simple fact that you have North Korean soldiers there now that's also fighting? Do you think that could be one of the reasons?
Well, yeah, it's definitely going to be used as a reason. I would imagine, right? I'm not there. I don't know the conversations, but I would imagine that would be something, of course, that they're going to discuss. Now, if Zelensky then, keep continuing to try to push ground, then that, unfortunately, what are you going to do when the guy says, don't go past here? If you don't go past here, we'll leave you alone. But then they continue to try to, take over their land. It's unfortunate.
Now, you do know that this attack came on the same day that Vladimir Putin lowered Russia's threshold using nuclear weapons. So
Did not know that.
It's a whole doctrine that he came up with to where they're able to do that. You got the information on that, Aaron, don't you?
Yeah, but let me add to what you guys were just saying about Storm Shadow. Now, on Tuesday, Ukraine fired 12 British-made Storm Shadow missiles, again requiring NATO troops to man those missiles. And those missiles are fired from airplanes, basically, but they got to be programmed by NATO members. They fired 12 of them at a command and control bunker inside of Russia. Now, whether they hit or not, I have not heard, but I do know that they fired 12. So on one day, they used our missiles. 24 hours later, they used the British missiles, which now definitely brings Britain into it. And then when you get into the doctrination thing, Russia, which Putin signed it on Tuesday, Russia revised their nuclear doctrine, and it declares that a conventional attack on Russia by any nation that is supported by a nuclear power will be considered a joint attack on his country. Also, that an attack using conventional missiles, drones, or other aircraft can be seen as justification for a nuclear response. So we done stepped across the line twice now, or Ukraine did, with our missiles on one day, which again, that involves the United States. That's a joint attack seen by Russia. And then by the British missiles on Tuesday, 24 hours later, which again is seen as a joint attack by Russia. So today in Kiev, the capital of Ukraine, all the nation's embassies were emptied out because they're expecting a big attack. And, even though some of those same people kept saying, nothing to see here, Russia's not going to do it. Russia will never dare attack or come with something massive, especially against the capital here. Those people that said nothing could ever happen is all hiding in bunkers right now. So that's a clear example of watch what they do. Don't listen to what they say.
Right.
Because they will mislead you in a minute. But any attack done right now, and then we're using our soldiers, or we're using French or British soldiers to man and program those missiles, that's considered a joint attack. And they're expecting something big to happen. So right now, it looks bad. In fact, Russia has prepped some RS-26 missiles to possibly use. That's an ICBM. That's what they call a city killer. And it's got a 1.8 ton warhead on it. And then they also got some of their Vanguard missiles out. That's a glide type missile. But that ICBM is major. It could have a nuclear warhead on it, or it can have a conventional warhead. But they're thinking about using them against Ukraine and expecting it to possibly happen as early as today. So, you know, big things is on the horizon right now. But
Right.
I'll stop there.
Yeah, I seen on here where it says that the Russian military was preparing to launch a major assault, estimated 50,000 soldiers, including North Korean troops, that was dug in Kursk. So so there is a, and then let me say, what was that? I'm trying to remember the day. It was last week when they fired 200 missiles and drones.
Yes.
In the Ukraine.
It was 190 or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, okay, so wouldn't you think that would kind of be like you trying to even it out a little bit? You know what I mean? Like y'all doing shit. So just let them do it. You know what I mean? Do you see it that way? Or is it more, you know, because you got to think this whole thing has been a proxy war. It's been a proxy war since it started.
100%.
You know, and it's been on both sides. So you had China basically helping Russia. You had North Korea helping Russia. But on this end, you got the US and NATO and France and UK, they helping Ukraine. You know what I mean? So everybody just kind of sitting back and just letting them fight it out. You know what I mean? And then once they done fighting, then you pick up the pieces on this end, and then you can capitalize on the other side, because one going to be destroyed, the other one's going to be weak. So you can be able to jump in on either one. You know what I mean? So it's kind of, they're not going to stop. Is what it is the point I'm getting at. They're not going to stop. This is going to keep going. You know what I mean? It's not like you just going to jump up one day and just say, okay, you know what? We ain't going to do nothing no more. Y'all going to just stop what y'all doing. Hell, they already got a shitload of stuff over there already. You know what I mean? They firing stuff now that they didn't have for over a year. You know what I mean? So it's not like they don't have it, you know what I mean, to be able to keep going. Now, mind you, Trump could come in and he could say, okay, well, we're not going to send nothing else over there. You can do that. He can very well do that. But you already got a shitload of stuff that's already there. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure that they're going to be still sending shit over there all the way up until the time Biden get out that seat. They're going to be sending shit over to make sure that they have it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it's going to keep going. You're not going to just walk in and just stop it in its tracks.
So we've got 2 months that we're going to go ahead and just feel the wrath of us just allowing what's happening, essentially, by us providing and what we've done in the last year alone. But now all of a sudden the last call saying, hey, we're okay on this side. Go ahead and do it. You know, I mean, the whole reason why Zelensky has balls in the first place is because of us. That's it. You know, like it's us that realistically they look at, go, yeah, we got our partners right here. You know, yeah. Crazy.
So, well, I'd like to say that if push come to shove, Ukraine doesn't have the population to go asymmetric warfare with Russia. They just don't. There's no way that they can win it without going nuclear. Ukraine was the heaviest armed nuclear country in Europe until the United States and Russia talked them in to turn them in. Russia said they would never attack them. United States said if they did, we would come to the rescue, and they got screwed, basically. Now their country's embroiled in warfare based upon what you guys said about what just recently happened with the attack over the weekend, the 190 missiles. That was an escalation from the drone attack that Ukraine launched on Moscow and hit Moscow with some drones. So Moscow come back. Putin was pissed So they hit them with this major attack, and they not only just hit them, they targeted their infrastructure. They went after the water treatment plants. They went after the power companies. They went after the government buildings. They had specific targets in mind that they wanted to weaken them and make them where they wouldn't have power or water, because it's wintertime over there right now. So they're already suffering big time right now, having the infrastructure taken out. And what did Ukraine do? They escalated. They went with the long range missiles. Now, the question you got to ask yourself, will those missiles firing deep into Russia help Ukraine win on the front line? No, it won't make one bit of difference. And every time Ukraine escalates, Russia's going to escalate. Russia can take them anytime to get ready. And pretty soon they're going to drop a damn nuke on them before it's over with. I can see that coming. And as long as they keep escalating, eventually a nuke will be used by somebody, and it most likely is going to be Russia, based upon them changing their nuclear doctrine.
You know what? I was getting ready to say exactly that. You dead on it.
And then going back to what you said about them sending over there, I just saw today where the U.S. is going to send $275 million in new weapons to Ukraine. So that package is already being put together, and it's on its way over there. So
yeah, we do things over here, 250, 500 million at a time, just slide that bitch in there like it's nothing. Yeah, it's crazy.
Right.
Where's this money coming from? And I'm going to tell you something else that makes it worse. Well, that latest thing that they're sending over there, there's a guy that's head of the Indo-Pacific Command. He's an admiral. He is saying that sending Israel and Ukraine weapons like the Patriot missile system is now eating into our reserves in this country that we're going to need to defend ourselves with against Russia and China in the event they start shooting stuff over here at us. We need this stuff. We're not manufacturing, because keep in mind, the present administration and a few others have been downsizing the military, and they're downsizing our military in a time where our enemies are increasing and building up theirs, which is insanity to me. And now you're going to make us weaker, because now you're eating into our reserves. I mean, they've already ate into even the petrol reserve that we've got considerably, selling it to China and other people. That doesn't make any sense to me. But now you're reaching into what we need to shoot their missiles down with, and you're giving it to Israel and going to give it to Ukraine. What are we going to use? We done downsized the military budget, so we don't have the money to manufacture the same quantity that we used to. And then it takes time to make those things. So this admiral has brought this out in today's news, that they're eating into our reserves that we need to protect ourselves with, and they're giving the stuff away to other people. So what are we going to have to fight with when war comes to our grounds? And if we keep supplying these people, Russia's going to eventually shoot some at us, because their doctrine says we are equally responsible. If we're supplying them with the manpower, the program, and the weapons to fire on them, we're equally responsible.
Well, real quick, on a super chat just came in, and Mr. Boulay, he says, what's scaring me is when, not if, those American-made F-16s fly over Kremlin. It's going to happen. Absolutely. We're giving away our shit like that like it's no big deal.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's very possible. But when Aaron was talking just a few minutes ago, I was thinking about Putin himself, because he's been saying over and over and over again, if you do this, then I'm gonna use nuclear. If you do this, I'm gonna do this. He's been going back and forth saying this for well over a year now. But they keep on pressing. So what Aaron was saying, yes, I do think that he's gonna use something, and he's gonna do it just to prove a point, just to say, I'm not fucking with y'all. I'm serious about what I'm saying. It may not be no big massive, but it's gonna be enough that's gonna let you know, to be like, I done told you, stop fucking playing with me. You know what I mean? Y'all think I just keep saying this shit just to keep saying it. Okay, so let me let me do this right quick. And then now y'all see that I'm not playing. So what y'all want to do? Y'all want to quit now? Or do we got to keep going with this? You know, because when you're sitting there, like I'm watching these different news platforms in which they're not really saying a whole lot of shit. A lot of these other podcasts I've been watching, they've been talking about it. And one thing that I seen in all these different ones that kind of irritated me was the fact that everybody that talks about this, they talk about it like as though the Soviet Union is just this big mighty place and we just like a bunch of bitches and they scared to death.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It makes no sense. You know what I mean? And especially with me being the fact that, you know, I'm military. So I'm looking at it like, okay, so why you acting like you fucking scared? You know what I mean? Because they're not having no news reports sitting there talking about how they scared of.
We're the number one, motherfucker. Yeah, what happened to us being number one?
Exactly. But
we'll
y'all
take
sitting
anybody.
Y'all doing this shit, sitting here like y'all scared to death, like, ooh, they gonna sit, man, fuck them. For real. I mean, like, when is somebody actually gonna go on there and say just that?
Right.
You know what I mean?
You're right.
They gonna go on there and say just that. Put it on the table. You know what? Fuck you. Do what you gonna do. Just put it out there. You know what I mean? They sitting here going through all this different stuff, going through all these different channels. You got everybody sitting there, you know, everybody got something to say. But everything that everybody's saying, they on some scary shit when they saying it. You know what I mean? Like the US is just like a bunch of bitches now all of a sudden. You know what I mean? You supposed to be scared about this shit. You know what I mean? Now, mind you, yeah, they can shoot something over here. Yeah, we can shoot some shit over there too. I mean, you got to realize they're not the big bad wolves that's in your dream. You know what I mean?
Right.
We got wolves over here too.
Absolutely. We got the number one Navy in the world. You know, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it just irritated me hearing that scary shit when I be watching these different documentaries, and I'm like, come on, man. You know what I mean? When is somebody gonna actually say it? Just have one person just say it on live TV. You know
it won't happen like that though. It's not gonna happen.
I'm telling you. If
I'll get on there and do it.
No, I'm talking about one of them. If an actual political figure get on TV and say, you know what, man, fuck y'all.
Yeah, yeah, for real. Yep.
Make you move, and then I'm gonna make mine. You think I'm playing? Try me. Hang up. You know what I mean? Real quick, real simple.
That's so funny.
I gotta go through all this diplomatic shit. Put it straight out. But this is gonna keep going on. Putin's definitely gonna do something. It's just a matter of time. He's definitely gonna
100%.
And if he don't do it, then he gonna talk that fat fucking North Korea to do it. That's what's gonna end up happening.
No kidding. It's like a support. It's like a support country, you know? Like all of a sudden they can just come in and just do the dirty work, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. See, because then if he does it, then he can say, well, I didn't tell him to do it. You know what I mean? He did that on his own. They don't got anything to do with me. So his hands stay clean. You know what I'm saying? So it can very well be done. It can very well be done. But they're going to do something, though, because they got to prove a point. You know what I mean? It's like, how many wolf tickets you gonna keep putting out there? You know what I mean? Eventually, you're going to have to show just a small demonstration of, I'm not playing with you. Or this is as real as you want it to be. You know what I mean? And the more you play, the harder I'm gonna play. But you gotta they're gonna have to do something. You know, and that's all the US waiting for anyway. They want them to do something. That's why they keep doing it. They want you to do something because they want to get at you. They want to get at you.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly it.
Yeah, they want to get you. So they like, okay, we're gonna keep.
We need to get the green light from everyone else, essentially.
Right. Like for you jump.
Yeah, that's Ukraine is just waiting for United States. They're just waiting on us. Yeah, 100%.
Exactly what it is. They just keep
proxy war is insane like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know, so if they sit there thinking that the U.S. is just doing this shit blindly, that Biden just doing this shit blindly, they're sadly fucking mistaken.
Yeah.
You know, it's some shit in the works. You know what I mean? They ain't gonna just tell them, go ahead and shoot them long range missiles over there.
It's
and
not a
don't have
coincidence.
and don't have no contingency.
Right.
It's always more to it. Like I said, it's not about what you're hearing, it's about what you don't hear. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's gonna be a lot of stuff in the background that's gonna be going on here. I mean, but you'll see though. I mean, we said this a couple weeks ago that between the 5th and January 20th, something gonna happen big during that time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You got a
Like,
long time.
Right. Now you done seen little stuff here and there, you know, little stuff here in the, you know what I mean? A lot of the bullshit that's going on now is more racially innovated than anything. Like the shit went on in Columbus yesterday.
What happened?
Yeah, just little stuff here and there.
Mm.
But
You're lagging. There you are. You're back.
Yeah, it's this it's super cloudy outside. So I got that wireless
Starlink?
internet.
Starlink?
No, not that one. It's through Verizon, but it's like a wireless thing. You know what I mean? But when it gets like super cloudy, yeah, sometimes it messes with the
That's so funny.
signal. But
yeah, so you think it's more racially driven?
Yeah. A lot of it. I mean, now like we
Like
talking
internal?
about what went on in Columbus. Yeah, that was like I said, that happened. You know, there's been little stuff that's been going on in the States here and there. You know what I mean? And a lot of foolishness. You know,
It
a lot of
is.
foolishness. But you need to think right now, we as a country, we as the people who don't have no nickel in this dime, that don't give no orders when it comes to what's going on here, need to cut the shit and deal with what you can deal with. You know what I mean? Take care of your stuff. Worry about yourself. Take care of your stuff. You know what I mean? They gonna do what they gonna do regardless. It ain't gonna be nothing we can do about it.
You're right.
Nothing.
You can only control yourself.
Right. You know, like I've been seeing shit on the news. It's like people just done lost their damn mind.
Yes.
Like seriously?
Yes.
They don't know you.
Legitimately.
They don't know you. They don't give a fuck about you. You know, and if they do decide to change the laws, guess what? You included.
Yeah.
You included. You know what
You're
I mean?
part of the equation. Right.
Right. You know, you gotta, and then with some of them, you can be like, okay, just, you know, it is what it is. You know, when they pull up at your house and throw your ass in the bus, don't say shit. Just go on. You know what I mean? Just go on and be all right. Just go on.
Right.
Man.
Crazy.
But
you're right though. People are out of their freaking mind right now.
Yeah.
They don't even know how to act.
It's it's crazy how, you know, now like I'll be at work and I'll be hearing people talking all the time, and it's like I sit back and sometimes I say stuff, sometimes I don't. A lot of times I sit back and just listen to some stuff that they say, because they be so far out with what they talking about. Is like, you know what, it ain't
even worth it.
Ain't even trying to steer you back into the right thing.
Right.
You
Because you're so far.
Right.
So far that I would have to give you like days worth of information. You know, there's no way I'm getting into a conversation that long.
Man, you know, I sat there, when was it? A couple days ago, and we were talking about the petrodollar. The dude was trying to tell me about it, and I'm like, dude, you can't tell me about it. I know all about it.
You've been making shows about it.
Right.
Yeah.
But what he was telling me was bullshit. You know what I mean? I'm like, dude, that's not it. That's not it. Where'd you get that from? Who
And he was
told you that?
convicted on it, I bet. Like, you would be
Oh,
like,
yeah.
nah, it's really this and that. And all of a sudden he's like, nah, there's no way. You know, like, I'm convicted in my stance.
Oh,
What,
yeah, he
because
was
they
dead
heard it
on
on a meme? They saw it on a memes on the internet. They trust that? It's crazy.
Well, I don't know where he could have possibly got it from, being the fact that, you know, even when mainstream actually talked about it, they only talked about it for about 60 seconds.
You're right.
One day, and they ain't even bring it up no more.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I don't even know where he even got that from. You know what I mean? But he was he was wrong all the way around. And I think that's what the biggest part is. It's a lot of information that's been put out here that's wrong.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
true.
lot of wrong and misleading information that they're putting out there, and people running with it instead of doing their own investigation on it to see what's true and what's not. They're just running with it. You know what I mean? And that's where your problems is going to come in at, is because people won't do the simple thing is just going on there and just look it up for themselves. That's the biggest problem.
Mm.
Go ahead, Aaron.
I'd like to mention one thing, because it's my complaint I have with our government right now. Sweden and Finland is advising their people to stockpile food and water in preparation for war. In fact, Sweden has passed out a pamphlet, 32 pages long. They're sending it to 5.2 million households in their country and making sure everyone gets one. The title of it is If Crisis or War Comes, and it contains information on how to prepare for war, natural disasters, and cyber or terror attacks. Sweden hasn't been in a war in the last 2 centuries. And their army chief is saying that the Swedish people have to develop the mentality of war right now. And there's other countries, Poland, Great Britain, different ones are all telling their people to start preparing for war with Russia and with the axis of evil, whatever they want to call them. Our government isn't saying nothing to us. Right now, with the American people, it seems like they don't have the power of discernment to discern what is important and what isn't. The majority of Americans seem to be hell-bent on whether the Tyson Jake Paul fight was legit or not, instead of the possibility that we're closer to nuclear war than we've ever been. And are they ready for it? No. The majority of Americans are going to be caught flat-footed. And man, that just infuriates me that we're being deluged with all this non-crap and distracting us from what we should be focusing on right now. But I'm gonna stop there.
But you know what, Aaron? You're right. You're absolutely right. Now, but why are these people so distracted? You know what I mean?
Well, it's like you told me the other day. They don't know any better. No one's told them or told them anything.
Right. Now,
and that's what this show's about.
Now, a lot of times dealing with this, now it's about people not getting the right information. That's the first thing.
Mm-hmm.
The second thing is that, you know, they are putting out stuff that's misleading, that's keeping you distracted and looking this way and looking this way. Like I say, you worried about the fight as opposed to what's going on over here, which they're doing that. But here's the key thing. Last I checked, anybody over the age of 18 is grown.
Yep, you're right.
Grown. Which means they can do the same shit that I'm doing and you doing and you doing and look it up.
Yep.
Pay attention. You know what I mean? They're not retarded. You don't got to turn around and say, look, right here, look. You don't got to do that shit. They know it. Some of them purposely ignore it because they don't think it's going to happen. And the reason why they don't think it's going to happen is because it's never happened here. So they ain't worried about it. But then once it does happen, then you got full-blown hysterics. When they've been telling you for the longest, they've been telling you in plain sight what's going on. You're just not paying attention.
True.
You know, that's the biggest thing. You know, what was the thing that they said years ago? If you ever want to hide something from somebody, put it in a book.
Yeah,
because they're not
no
going to read
kidding.
it.
Yep.
You know, a lot of this stuff is done in plain sight.
Yep.
You just
It's
choose not to
sickening.
look at it. You choose not
Yes.
to look at it. You choose not to read it. You
It's
know, so
laziness.
right. But if I sit here right now and tell you some bullshit, and I know myself that it's a straight up lie, and I'm gonna sit here and tell it to you, half of you gonna go with that shit.
Yep.
And just run with it and not even look it up at all. You just gonna run with it. Now I know I just lied to you. I know I just told you some bullshit. You know what I mean? But you're gonna run with it as opposed to looking it up yourself. That's what the biggest problem is. People don't look up shit.
Well, they'll take words from, random people that may not even know the situation. And maybe if they do, let's just say they lie about it. What's to stop them from doing anything that they, what I always say on my show, just like we say at the end of our show, don't just take our word for what we're talking about up here. Look it up yourselves. We've always said that. This is why like us content creators actually have an actual responsibility up here. When we're up here, spewing rhetoric, that can be dangerous in multiple facets. That's way deeper and way more in depth than most people that can even understand. And we have a responsibility up here, man, because like you just said, I could just spew some crazy crap right now, and some people would take that as gospel. You know what I mean? And it's unfortunate. I really say, go out there and actually investigate yourself. If you have those questions, don't be looking up sources that will only benefit your position. Like the best thing about debate and figuring out like where middle ground is actually understanding the other side better than your own side sometimes, and so fully understand the context of the situation.
Mm-hmm. Right. I mean, because like even if you watch, let's say that you watch Fox and you watch MSNBC, you're gonna hear the same story. You're just gonna get two different sides of it. So usually that's what I do. Like I'll watch one and then I'll watch the other one. So you get their truth, and then you figure out what the actual truth is in the middle when you take these two and put them together, because they're basically telling you the same thing. They're just telling you on two different perspectives. You know what I mean? But what they're talking about right now is not what's important. You know what I mean? Because like we've always said, as long as they keep you divided and distracted, everything else goes along the wayside. And people fall for it every damn time. They fall for it. Every time.
No
we worried about 90% of the people is worried about the wrong shit. That's the problem.
You're right. Their priorities are all messed up. They'll put all this care in the world for something that is totally not relevant to even the standard time right now. Like there's people that will waste their energy like that. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm. But I'm telling you, I'm gonna keep praying for this country, like I do every night, and hopefully, like one of the things that I pray for is that people actually wake up and see what's going on. I'm not talking about the whole woke shit. I'm just saying, just use common sense and look at the shit for what it is. You know what I mean? Because it's right there. Because
damn straight.
Something's gonna happen here, whether we like it or not. Something's definitely gonna fucking happen here.
Yes, it's not an if, it's a when.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? So we can keep sitting here talking about it, and you can keep sitting there ignoring it. You know what I mean? And then when it does happen, then the first thing you're gonna say is, "Damn, man, the motherfuckers told me this was gonna go on." That we've been telling you. You know what I mean? And actually, if you remember correct, Mike, about 6 months ago, remember we was going through and I kept popping up different stuff, and I'm like, okay, did you notice how this one connected with this one?
Yeah.
Connected to this one,
the circle.
to this one.
Yep.
And all those stories, all of them had something in common, because all of them was dealing with the same people was involved in all this different stuff. But nobody pays attention to it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
You're
nobody
right.
talks about it. Nobody talks about those people, the ones that's doing this shit. You know what I mean? These are the ones that's doing the shit behind the scenes. But we too worried about this stuff over here. You know what I mean?
Totally.
We worried about elections and who won the Tyson fight, and
Diddy.
worried about having some dirty old men trying to figure out what a woman can do with her own damn body. We worried about interracial marriage. You worried about shit that you got no fucking business being worried about. You know what I mean? Nothing that you need to be worried about. That is not going to change. What I just said right there is not going to change the world at all. At all. None of it. But if you don't get yourself together and you don't start paying attention to what's really going on, and you need to get on the line with these fucking senators and get the pitch in the bitch.
No
and
kidding.
Make them do their job.
Force
Y'all
the
voted
hand.
for them. Make them do their job now.
Yep. You're right about that. Damn straight.
But we're gonna jump off for the day. Try to keep it right at an hour.
Yeah.
Try to keep it there.
We try.
Yeah, we try. Like I said, once again, I thank everybody for coming out like you always do. Like, follow, share, subscribe, pass it on to you people. At least one. You know what I mean? Let them check it out. Those of you that's not on the group on Facebook, go on the Dominant Effect group on Facebook. We put a lot of stuff out on there. I'm working on doing a Discord, and I've been thinking about doing putting this show on Rumble, where we can talk about certain stuff we can talk about here, and the stuff that we know that we can't talk about on here, we can do it over there. So I'm working on it. It's in the process, but I'll let y'all know when that gets done. But like I said, thanks again, everybody, for coming out, and I'll see you in 7 days. Go ahead, Aaron.
Okay. I'm going to say, friends and family, it is more important than ever that you prep right now. We're at the brink of nuclear war, economic collapse, many things that Mother Nature can throw at us. This is more important than ever. Not time to relax your guard because someone going into office and figuring that you got time to wait. If you ever hear of a nuke going off in Ukraine, you better start filling up things of water in your house, because you'll be very surprised that trying to keep your toilet running, bathing, washing your dishes, having water to drink, you'd be surprised how much you go through in a day's time. If your food pantry's stocked, you hear a nuke go off, you better be filling up some containers of water and meds, food, anything else that you need to have, be stocking it, because these madmen are going to blow the damn world up because they can't get along with each other. And I'm going to stop there.
With that being said, everybody, much love, honor, respect to every single one of you guys. We can't do this show without you guys. So thank you guys for being here. Also, make sure to hit that like button on the way out. It very much helps out the show. It's the #1 metric of all of YouTube, man. So listen, man, on my side, real quick, I'm going to send you guys over to my brother Straight Jacket. He's going live in 30 minutes. And I'm sending you over there right now. Go subscribe to him. He does biographical, I think that's called, interviews, where he interviews people about their lives. And his show is called The Padded Room, man. And it's all about chaos and traumatic events that happen in people's lives. So much love, honor, and respect to everybody. We'll see you guys in 7 days. Peace.